just got out of seeing the new M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie that is bringing back Josh Hartnett. That's what mainly intrigued me because I grew up with this dude, okay, in a lot of movies back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, all the way from The Faculty as playing Zeke, one of the best characters. I wish they would bring that movie back, even as a series or something. And he was in Pearl Harbor, and man, he was like this rising star. He was in Black Hawk Down, 40 Days and 40 Nights. I mean, this dude was everywhere whenever I was growing up. And it just seems like he just kind of disappeared. Also, he played John Tate in Halloween H2O. We were supposed to get a sequel to that before we got Halloween 2018, Resurrection, and all this other bullshit that they tried to do. But I would have really liked to see Josh Hartnett come back in a Halloween movie. And speaking of Halloween, you can see some of the similarities that M. Night is doing in this movie, the way that Michael Myers is portrayed. There's like, this is definitely like not his usual form of movie. And I went into it thinking that. I was like, man, how intriguing is this actually going to be? What's the twist going to be? There's always a twist in an M. Night movie. And is it going to land? Because honestly, as me being a Josh Hartnett fan and an M. Night Shyamalan fan, I wanted this to be a win. And for the most part, M. Night has more wins than losses, but he does come out with some movies that just doesn't hit well. It feels like it shouldn't be theatrical. It should go straight to streaming or something like that. But I'm kind of a mixed bag here with this movie, okay? On the surface, I like it. I like the idea. I like the execution. Some of the shots are very well done. The first half of this movie is a lot of... I didn't realize how much of M. Night Shyamalan's daughter that was Lady Raven, that's the performer at the concert, that she was going to have in this. That's what I feel like this movie was more building up, was her as like a final girl, or have more to do, or give her brand a little bit more notoriety, you know? Like, there was a lot of that. There was a lot more than I was anticipating. But this movie is... It jumps off the gun. You're on the way to the concert, and this dynamic between Josh Hartnett and his daughter is very sweet. It seems innocent. I mean, you've probably seen it in the trailer and everything. I mean, the way this movie is pitched is what is it? Silence of the Lambs meets a Taylor Swift concert or something like that. And it's like, I want to get there. I want to like this movie so much, but there's just certain things that bring it down that I'm like, all right, this was more streaming quality. This movie is a lot of, like we're following Josh Hartnett, and he does like a lot of facial expressions, you know, like he's just like, his face is just like, you know what he's kind of like thinking just by looking around, and just, that's what, and I love that. I kind of really love that. It kind of built some suspense. There was one scene where he's with a guy at a concert, and he's trying to get a t-shirt with for his daughter, and they go into like this back room, and it's like building tension, and he has like this box cutter, and you really don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And that scene was great, and it kind of like, there's a callback to that and an after credit scene. So yes, there is an after credit scene, or a mid credit scene, I would say. And you can definitely see that M. Night's trying to do something different here. He's trying to build a franchise, I feel like, or he's trying to put his daughter's name more on the map and give her some more notoriety. But that's where I feel like it kind of falls flat, is leading into like the climax. As far as like everything else, it wasn't like spectacular, but I was following along and I kind of liked it. No, it's not scary. I wouldn't say this is horror. And in moments of this, it's like less horror and more Hitman, like the video game. Like he's trying to maneuver around the arena and make distractions or take people out or something like that. But for the most part, it's really just not horror. Don't go into it thinking that. I feel like this is more like, I feel like this was probably a script that he's had for a while, and he just like, oh, I don't have anything to make right now. Let's make this. I'm not going to say this is like top tier. I'm not going to say this is lower tier. This is somewhere like right in the middle. My biggest thing is I love seeing Josh Hartnett back and playing a psychopath. I thought that was really cool. They do pull from certain movies. Like there is like a Dr. Loomis type character, except this is a female that's like a FBI profiler and that knows that he's in this arena, and he's like, and he's trying to get backstage, and because he knows all the exits and entrances are being like they're going through all the males of the entire arena, so he knows he has to find another way out. So his best route is to try to get backstage, and that's all I'm going to tell you on that. And just the way it plays out, there is some cringy dialogue here and there. There was moments I was like, okay, when's the twist going to happen? Because I thought the twist was going to be something else, and I kind of wish they did go with a different twist than what they did do. And it's not that big of a twist for what it is. I mean, you see certain things throughout the movie, and you're like, okay, that's something. That's got to be something. But honestly, I guess my expectations was a little bit higher as far as like where I thought this movie was going. It was kind of like more grounded. And he definitely has, think of Michael Myers without a mask, or the mysteriousness of him, or the mystique, or even almost like the evilness, because even though that Josh Hartnett's called the Butcher, we don't really see him butchering anybody. You know, we see somebody is kidnapped. This is I think this is PG-13. It felt PG-13. I think I heard like one F-bomb in this movie, but there wasn't really much violence in this movie. And they try to give M. Night Shyamalan's daughter like this more shine near the end of the movie, and just the way it kind of plays out, I'm like, this is so doesn't feel right. Like this doesn't seem like this is how something would play out. It just felt kind of like made up on the spot a little bit, and it just didn't flow right. It just got a little bit unbelievable at the end, and but the way the movie does leave off like there could be a sequel. I like that. I wish they would have dove more into his psyche. I think that would have been really cool, or maybe a twist be more with his psyche, because there's a little bit there, but enough to chew on, but it doesn't go all the way. And that's what this movie needed, was something to go all the way. Like give me that hook. Give me that thing like, oh, I did not see that coming. That's what this movie needed to bring it like next level. This movie was just kind of like, meh. You know, like this would have been a great Netflix watch or Amazon Prime watch or something like that. I don't want to crap on the movie. I'm not going to say here and say that Trap is crap, but it's not the best. If you're going into it thinking it's going to be something spectacular, just go into it. It's an easy watch. The pacing's pretty cool, except for like in the climax, it's kind of like convoluted and all over the place, and it's kind of like doesn't really feel like they have a focus of what they're going to do. And then when they do something, they kind of end it in a way that was like, oh, okay, it's kind of like there's a little Michael Myers here, you know, like there's a little bit of that there. So yeah, I think this is his attempt to make something more than what he's always made. He's trying to find that franchise and kind of build like maybe like this lore a little bit, and that he could build off of. That's what I'm thinking out of Trap. You know, like I know some people don't really like this movie, and some people are like, oh yeah, it was pretty good. And I'm kind of like right there in the middle. There's some good laughters in it. You know, there's some good comedy in it. But there's also moments to where things aren't supposed to be funny, and it is funny. Like there's just like some cringy dialogue or something cringy happens, and it's funny. But like that mid-credit scene was pretty great. I like that. So yeah, M. Night's trying to do something different. I can't fault him for it. I kind of liked it. Am I biased because I am a big Josh Hartnett fan and an M. Night fan? Maybe. You decide. Go see the movie and let me know what you think, because I'm just glad to get our boy back, Josh Hartnett. Let's get him back in some more horror. I would love to see him come back in Halloween like a follow-up of Halloween H2O, you know? Like, that would be really cool if they did a requel, but they built off of H2O and forgot Resurrection and Halloween 2018 and all that other stuff. Like I think that was the original idea. That would have been really cool. Or even bring him back as Zeke in a sequel to The Faculty. That's one movie that does not get enough love. So yeah, just glad he's back. He was great in Oppenheimer last year. He's starting to get little roles. I feel like Oppenheimer was such a big like step up, and this is kind of stepping down a little bit, you know, but I feel like this is also a movie that's like really focused on him. Maybe it was sold to him like this is kind of like a character study a little bit, and maybe he was trying to take a risk and do something different. I can't fault him for it. It's enjoyable. It's definitely a good one-time watch, but it isn't nothing spectacular, and don't think the twist is something amazing like M. Night has done in the past. But yeah, let me know what you think. Holla at your boy. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I'll be right back.